What up, super fun force? Welcome to Beyblade Tuesdays. And I'm super excited today to talk about Mr. Zest Achilles. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go over my impressions really quick, do a little bit of a analysis, and I'll talk about some tips and how I plan to test it out. And then you can see my future videos where I do some more battles with it. And I even plan to do a follow-up for my tier list, which has been, I think, definitely shaken up for sure. So first of all, what we have here is we have the sword system here. This comes off of the heels of a Union. Union Achilles had the same kind of like speed mode, aka lightweight mode, and then you would put the swords in top, and then it would be like a stronger attack because the blades came up and they kind of added more weight to these thicker parts. This layer is pretty thin. I know I was complaining about that with Divine Bell, aka Dynamite 3, but the nice thing here is with the given sword attachment, it actually becomes quite a thick, decently thick layer. And again, even without it, you can tell they already put a good amount into the swords right here. You know, there's a little bit of hollowing. I mean, well, it's not really hollowing. It's just like it goes over the edge, as you can see. But still decent. But they did hollow out these attack points, which makes it interesting because it is a balanced type, so it's generally pretty round, right? But they definitely added these two areas here, I think, to make a good point of attack. It is, you know, kind of thick. And although they kind of hauled it out on the underside, I'm pretty sure it'll do okay. Again, I look forward to testing it out. So I'm not going to get into all the modes because there's already a lot of videos out there. And when you get the instructions, you can check it out for yourself. But essentially, just so you know, again, there's supposedly 48 different combinations because not only is this dual spin, right? This guy has the twisting here. Same thing like a Spriggan. You can twist with this. You can move those little like lock things right there to make it left or right mode. And I hopefully think soon you can kind of do it with your hands. I haven't really needed the tool with this one's pretty stiff. I haven't really needed the tool with Spriggan. I don't know if that's good or bad, but this one is obviously really tight straight out of the factory. So we'll see if you'll always need the tool or not. So basically, it comes from 48 combinations because of the spin switch, the Quattro driver, which we also saw with Astral Spriggan, and now you have the flipping over between the two sides, and then you also have the blades that can be put on both sides to create more of a rounded shape for defense, and then you can create more of a sword-based shape for attack. So that's basically how we do it. I'm just going to kind of put it on really quickly like this. I believe this is attack mode because the blades go over the blades here. And then right now this is going to be in right spin mode. You can tell because there's the R right there, and then the bottom is left spin. So there we guys go. And then of course this one, right spin, you can see the R there. So let's make sure it's on right. So I'm just going to quickly weigh the parts here, and then I'm going to just, instead of building the stock combo, because there's tons of videos on YouTube, guys, and when you get it yourself, you'll be able to do battle stock with it. So I kind of want to give you guys the more creative and like, I guess, competitive, and just give you guys ideas on how you can actually customize and make your own versions and maybe make it stronger. But what's interesting is the armor comes in at 13.95, and let's compare with like 0, right? Let's compare with 0 really quick. 13.84. So this has a pretty good weight. I'm not going to use this because my idea right now is I want to use 2 armor, and 2 armor 13.64. Well, actually, interesting. 13.64, 13.95. It's actually heavier. But I think that this is still a good core, or you could also use 6. But between this and 2 armor will be a little bit lighter. But what I like about the 2 armor, when you put the 2 armor on, it actually adds the weight to the 2 swords, as you can see, right? So I would actually think about either maybe more balanced stamina defense with this, but with attack, that, and also, even though it lightens it up a little bit, again, like I mentioned in my attack video, and my other video for just overall building combos, being a little bit lighter, especially by just a fraction, we're talking barely half a gram, it's going to make it more mobile, at the same time help it with some stamina, final spin. And again, I think that giving this the 2 armor balances out between the weight here and here, right, from this extra plastic, and then now, bam, here and here, like a cross, see? You can see right there, boom, 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 and then up and down, right there. And again, you add some extra weight, and it kind of helps being with like an attack motion instead of a centrifugal stamina motion, which is going to be more evenly spinning. This one will probably, you know, move on a little bit more and can actually get some hits from this. At the same time, you know, add some extra weight to hitting with these sword parts. So you'll have now almost like 4 attack points. So let's take a look at what that looks like. It looks fantastic. And then they gave us Fortress as usual. Because it's newer, 31. It was hard to get Fortress because of chain. And then illegal, 3178, the illegal forged disc. Now, one thing you guys got to think about is there's been a lot of videos where this has been bursting. And the reason why, here's some tech here, learned this also from the Japanese players, and you know, I'm sure it's out there on the web. But essentially, a Beyblade bursts because the layer gets contacted either by another layer or by a wall. And essentially, the centrifugal force of the forged disc wants to keep turning when this stops. So every time that happens, it's almost like it takes an HP damage or a click, and it moves. That, you know, and the teeth click. But you know, if it's too powerful or it takes multiple hits, then it's just going to turn, 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 and then boom, burst, right? And again, it's because this and the driver as well. Let's not forget the driver. These two want to keep spinning with the inertia and the momentum. But this has been stopped. Again, either it's been like hit, or it's been the one that's taking the impact more than it's giving the impact, or it like hits a wall or something like that, right? So I think that's the issue with this. This forged disc actually, even compared to over, forces so much more centrifugal force in uneven ways, right? Because they kind of gapped it here. So it's almost like you have these 4 different areas to kind of push more weight in a momentum-based like movement, centrifugal movement, versus the evenness of over. So this one I think is going to put a lot of strain on drivers and the teeth. So I don't think it's like this fault necessarily. It's just the forged disc, guys. So again, so far I think this is gonna be pretty solid. I think it looks great. I wish again they had a little bit of metal. I wish the metal was maybe like in the blue plastic or something. That would have been cool. Or you know, like on the silver. That would have been pretty awesome. But there you guys go, and then the layer with the core. Oops. Let me take out the armor and the chip. But if you have the layer and the swords, 10. And then my core is 788. Cool. All right, back together. Again, I want to use a 2 armor here, so I'm going to build it like this. We'll do right spin first. Just see how that looks. Cool. All right. And then lastly, we can look at the Quattro Dash. Obviously a little bit heavier than regular Quattro, 1079. I'm actually glad they gave this to us because at first I didn't really like Quattro. And again, haven't seen many people using it, you know, whether it's Japan, United States, Canada, Europe, wherever. But I've started to find some cool combos with it, so I think it will be useful. And it also helps out in the matchups because you can obviously switch it up. If you build a combination that takes advantage of at least 2 modes, you know, the more the better, 3 or 4, definitely worth it. All right, look at the A gear. 437. So let me finish off with Achilles and basically what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm actually going to try Nexus with either S gear or D gear because look at that. That just looks perfect for it. That's what I'm going to do there. And then lastly, I'm going to try out the balanced drivers and see what works better for him, if it's going to be attack or a stamina. And these are the ones I want to play with for sure, like for starters. I think moment is good when you can switch up spin directions, and I think different layers can take advantage of moment. I have metal defense. I'm curious about this. Universe has been okay, but nothing has really shined with it. I think it was pretty good in sparking, but nothing has really shined with it in Dynamite yet for me anyways. And then same with Atomic. I think Atomic has been kind of a letdown in Dynamite battle because of the stadium and just the overall size of the bays now compared to when you know, like Perfect Phoenix and other GT bays were smaller, and then of course the older GT stadium was better suited for this. Destroy is always pretty solid, but I think it's also been falling off in Dynamite. So good thing about it though is what I like about this one it keeps the Achilles flat. I think that's very important, keeping Achilles flat. And same with zone dash, and even same with moment. Moment is good too because it can help keep the bays level rather than them tilting over. So that's pretty much it for Achilles. And you know what? I'm gonna wrap this video up because I want to do another video separately for the other parts, and then at the same time let you guys kind of marinate on Achilles. So I think overall this kit is amazing. I have no doubt that this will be a fun and definitely a formidable, all-around strong Beyblade. I think it'll be great for all kinds of 3G and 5G teams. It brings a lot of new parts for sure, and takes advantage of a lot of older parts. So regard, because I guess you'll be able to use other discs. You know, it's nice to get another new forged disc finally. Thank you, Takara Tomy. And then yeah, I like the Quattro Dash for sure. And this is also another great armor. So there you guys go. I'll be bringing you a lot more videos with Achilles for sure, and all the other Dynamite battlers. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. And don't forget, new Beyblade videos every week, especially on Tuesdays. And thanks so much for subscribing and liking. Always keep it faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful, guys. I'm coming back at you. Peace.